I thought this one would be more unique. So, because I noticed there's a lot of I could choose out there even when I first started up my channel, but I just went with the flow. But I finally decided to stick with this. But I hope you guys will still just enjoy my videos, and I'm gonna keep continuing. Another routine school day has now begun. I couldn't remember Russian school at all, even though I attended it for an entire 6 months. But for some reason, it seemed to me that schools were more or less the same everywhere in the world, as were people. Really, how many ways could there be to get stuff into a kid's noggin? If macaroni and Povo could independently of each other invent the radioactive and identical best practices emerge in education at the opposite ends of the earth. The shout from the teacher snatched me out of these thoughts. Whatever, school was like in Russia, the school here was pretty strict. There was a reason, after all, why this was one of the best schools in the country. Because they're strict. My class consisted largely of the children of the rich and famous businessmen, politicians, showbiz stars. So is it Oran High School Host Club? Because I will totally, like, kiss, you're my love, but anywho. But I'm a guy, so, and girls, so. It would be the guy-girl version of that. But then even among the elite, there were people who were almost ordinary. One such person was Kyosuke, came up to me during the break. Oh, lol. Yes, such a funny looking. That's so. But like the thing is, he looks really pale white, and then that area looks darker. But then again, I guess it's supposed to be shadow. But he looks pretty plain. I've known Kyosuke since middle school. He came across as a down-to-earth guy with none of attitude of the local privileged youth. Hey Nick, did you hear what happened this morning? I looked around the classroom and spotted one of the girls that had been harassing Kiwamura. She gave me a mean look, then quickly went back to what she was doing. Whatever. No, what happened? I asked, even though I knew perfectly well what Kyosuke was referring to. This morning at the school gate. Kyosuke lowered his voice. There was a brawl. Some word they chose. Couldn't they have thought of a better one? I did more than just witness it. I started it. What are you saying? You mean? His eyes lit up. He leaned in towards me. And then we kissed. No, I'm just kidding. And then continued at a rapid fire rate. Are you that guy, the one who punched Kurosaki from PE class? Somehow I neglected to ask his name. I answered proudly, and immediately winced. There was nothing to be proud of here. Now everyone's gonna gossip about what a dangerous bully I was, and no one was gonna remember that I had actually saved a poor girl from harassment. Don't think anything bad, I was just defending. My eyes were scouring the classroom in search of Kiwamura. Was defending, but she wasn't there. Was I really looking to her for proof of my heroic deed, for confirmation that I was not merely a troublemaker? Well, anyway, I was defending a girl. A girl who Kyosuke wanted. I don't know who she is anyway. What difference does it make? It was a natural reaction, you know, anyone in my place. I looked up at Kyosuke. Any decent person would have done the same. That slow smirk. That was funny. Yeah, sure. Don't forget to introduce me to this mysterious girl of yours. He seemed to want to add something, but at this moment the school bell rang. He didn't need to know that the girl was Iwamura. She had it pretty rough as it was. Then again, maybe part of the blame lay with her. Next lesson was contemporary Japanese. I had lived in Japan for 10 years and spoke the language fluently, of course, but writing still gave me grief at times. When the break arrived, I rushed out of the classroom to avoid the continuation of the conversation about the morning incident. Kyosuke could be fairly pushy and persistent, but he did not entirely lack in tact, so I was probably being overly cautious. English was next. It came much more easily to me. I spent the better part of the lesson gazing out at the sports good, where a soccer match was taking place. Soon my thoughts took me far from school to the day when the cherry petals were falling. Fall was here, and that meant that the trees would soon be shedding their foliage again. The color palette might be different this time, but would my feelings remain the same? A couple more weeks, a month at most, I would know. The bell recalled me to reality, and my stomach started grumbling noisily. Have you not eaten breakfast today? Let's make a cafeteria run. You're always ready to chow down. That slow smirk again. When there's a whole body, there's a whole mind. Well, whole lot of body, more like it. Lol. I was, however, really hungry and I didn't want to wait till lunch. Okay, let's go. The memory of Himitsu's healthy, balanced breakfast was still fresh in my mind. I wanted to eat something unhealthy but delicious. Sadly, food poisoning was not on the menu in the cafeteria like everything else at the school was first rate. That's a first. Most schools don't really have that good of food. I couldn't tell you if the food here was on par with fare served at the world's top restaurants, as I hadn't eaten there, but on the whole, I had no complaints. Besides, the menu had many European options. No, borscht wasn't among them, of course. We entered the cafeteria. Kyosuke was babbling on about some new magical girl anime. Is it Madoka Magica? I wouldn't have called myself a huge anime fan, but I watched them sometimes too. Though on the scale of enthusiasm, I was as far from Kyosuke as Tokyo was from Moscow. More drama! Suddenly a bam! Something again jabbed me in the side, not too hard but enough to be felt. On top of that, I was now covered in liquid. Aw, she's cute. A girl holding a tray popped up from behind. I was dripping with orange juice while gazed in bewilderment on the fruits of her lips. Hey, careful. More frustrated than angry. She did not react anyway, instead she just kept looking at me in surprise. Finally, she seemed to recover. So you should watch where you're going. What? I was so taken back, I smelled like an idiot and even retreated a step. Meanwhile, the girl scolded and glared at me. I said, watch where you go instead of sleepwalking. Hey, it was you who bumped into me, brah. See, and he said the same thing, right? Why would I bump into you? Because I am an attractive young man who defends girls. I was lost for an answer. The girl was talking nonsense, but she was doing it so confidently that I couldn't help but question my own judgment. So I guess she's the snobby type. Almost. Huh. Be kid-friendly. How should I know? You're the one who bumped into me. Alright, you've convinced me. I won't do it again. I sat back and was prepared to leave. Wait, now she's blushing? Blushing? Is she tsundere? She said quietly. You're, well, all wet. Oh my god, she's a tsundere. I looked myself over, but not the prettiest of the pictures to be sure. What do you suggest, a joint trip to the shower? Me, I was not. How could you even think such? I thought she was a spoiled, crusty. I don't know, she might still be a spoiled, crusty type. I do like tsundere. Tsunderes are cool, but sometimes some borderline smooth, snotty, and then some are just like, they're super sweet, and I thought that particular person is like, they're very, very aggressive. But, the surprising confusion on our face gave place to humiliation. Here was an insulted and humiliated victim, and I the culprit. Okay, just forget it. Everything's fine. Wait. Her tone kept changing faster than the weather in the tropics. Here, take this. She handed me a handkerchief. I accepted it without an argument and was about to thank her when she snorted, turned on her heels, and left to join her girlfriends at the far end of the cafeteria. What a strange girl. She's tsundere! Nick, you, started Kyosuke when I sat down at our table. He was flaring his nostrils and gasping like a fish out of the water. Do you know who that was? No, who? That was Eli-sama, which I know what sama means. It's like Lord, or what they say right there, sir, madam. I'm just always used to, whenever I watch animes, and you watch the Japanese and watch the English, they'll say like Lord, Kaname, or whatever, or something. He looked probingly at me as though expecting me to exclaim, "Oh, Eli-sama, that very one." Sama who? I inquired coolly. How could you not know, and you want to believe you're a student here? I don't want that. It's what the papers say. If only you paid more attention to what goes on around you. Alright, enough suspense already, just tell me. He was clearly chomping at the bit. Kyusuke repositioned himself more comfortably on his chair, assumed a serious look, and began. Ellie-sama, she's like the school queen. She has perfect grades. She's great at sports. She won awards at the national, no, not even international level. Not the interplanetary, what a relief. Anyone would consider it an honor to be acquainted with her. But she bumped into me, man. To have her spill a drink on you, is that what you mean? Kyosuke ignored me and carried on. Maybe he likes punishment. I would give up my entire manga collection to have her start up a conversation with me. Boy, that's too much for a girl. Girls aren't worth that much. I'm just saying that personally myself. But I would never give up my manga collection for a girl. But then again, I don't know, man. It's not worth it. It's like getting rid of all your video games. I don't know. I worked really hard on my manga collection, so that's never happening. Okay, half. I squinted. Lol. Fine, a third. Alright, I get it. I should expect the police to show up at the door now and await a sentence death by critical glares, except hold on a second, I'm completely innocent. You don't get it at all, Kyosuke sighed. Then again, maybe you should expect the police. After all, our grandfather is the chairman of the school's board of directors. What am I supposed to do now? Keep apologizing to her? She was the one who bumped into me and spilled drink all over me. She got all that OJ on me. He sighed again and returned to eating. Turned slowly and looked in the direction of the school queen. Judging by lively conversation and laughter coming from her table, Ellie-sama had already forgotten all about the incident with the lowly serf. Whoa. That's so critical of yourself. You're worth more than that. Don't let some girl think you're better than her. The juice dried pretty quickly, leaving behind noticeable yellow stains on the white shirt. I didn't really care about my appearance, but the school had its standards, which didn't take kindly to such sloppiness. So I had to change into a jersey and a track jacket. I thought I got orange juice because someone else. After another uneventful lesson, it was time for the long break. And that meant it was time for lunch. I thought we had lunch. Had I agreed to meet Himitsu for lunch? I couldn't remember. I could just go for a stroll around the school, seeing that I'd only eaten an hour earlier. I kind of want to go for a stroll. Like, Himitsu's cute and stuff, but like, I kind of want to know everyone. So I'm just going to go for a stroll. One thing was certain, I could not stay in the classroom. Actually, I just didn't want to listen to Kyosuke's empty chatter for another half hour. More stories about anime, manga, and school gossip. What's wrong with this part? This part. I don't care about this. But this is cool, man. You're so boring. Why do I keep playing boring characters that don't like anime or manga? That makes me sad. Hopefully he likes video games. Then he's gonna tell me, oh, I don't like games either. Like, boy. But they were all meaningless. Not that I didn't like Kyosuke. He was a good friend, but I doubted he could be of much assistance when my mind was Occupied with something altogether different than magical girls. I wasn't gonna have lunch with Mihimitsu, but I told Kyosuke otherwise. The hallway and the schoolyard were all crowded with students. That's when it dawned on me. The roof was not the most popular spot at the school. I guess you have never watched an anime. Then again, he does say he doesn't like anime. But the roof is the most popular spot in cliche animes. Of course, no one else except for the main characters go up there, but anywho, curious to know why. I quickly stopped by the snack bar to pick up some rolls and a bottle of milk. The door hinges were badly in need of lubrication, screeched awfully as powerful gusts of wind welcomed me to the roof. I was forced to take a step back and grab the stairs railing to steady myself. Then I found myself on the roof. The bright sun was blinding, but at least there was no one here, or was there? Bento is the Japanese term for a lunchbox! At the far end of the roof, a girl was sitting on a bench eating a bento. It was Iwamura. She was gazing out into the distance towards the horizon, looking dreamy. I hesitated to approach her, remembering the morning incident. What was I going to say to her? The roof appeared too small for both of us at the moment. On the other hand, I looked stupid just standing there. If I turned around now, she would think that I chickened out. What was there to be afraid of anyway? I approached her slowly and stood nearby. Reluctantly, Iwamura granted me her attention. Apparently she had been aware of my presence all along. So I'd done the right thing. I remember how she behaved in the morning after the tussle with the bullies. And after that I was supposed to feel awkward in front of her, to feel guilty. Can I sit down here? Aw, she's shy. Iwamura shrugged her shoulders and scooted over a little to the one side of the bench. I sat down, opened the bag containing my simple lunch, and glanced fervently at Iwamura's bento. It seemed just as good as Himitsu's. Well, if Imamura really was poor, it stood to reason that she knew how to cook. You know, I still felt awkward around her, which was really bugging me. What? If I spoke my mind now, was I going to encounter the same reaction as earlier? Yeah, she's just going to push you off the roof. She's going to be like, woo! Bye! I was wondering why I wore those jerks after you this morning. Yeah, she's going to push you off the roof now. Why do you care? How about because I took direct part in that incident and had the police been there, I would have gone into the books as an accomplice. They're always harassing me. What, just because for no reason at all? You wouldn't understand. Maybe she was right. I'd never been bullied. I don't know the full story, obviously, but it seems to me that nothing happens without a reason. Everyone has their own reasons, Humor said cryptically. But there are laws. I don't know. It's not right. Law, she pulled away from her bento, turned towards me, and looked at me severely. Laws exist for others, not for people like them. Or for people like you. Should I remind you that I was the one who saved you? Would have sounded appropriate. I was the one who helped you. She said nothing back and resumed eating. You could at least have said thanks. Thanks, said Yomur quietly. Now we're getting somewhere. She slammed her lunchbox. Was that supposed to be a slam? It sounded like the pencils just fell down, closed, and got up briskly from the bench. Thanks again. Enjoy your meal. She snapped back without so much as looking at me and left. Right, see you later. I muttered to myself quickly, finished my lunch, and left for class. Kyosuke was already waiting for me there, grinning from ear to ear. So how's lunch with Himitsu-chan? Fine, where was he going with this? I didn't eat with Himitsu. Oh, really? So, was that some other Himitsu who came looking for you literally 5 minutes ago? Didn't you know she had a twin sister? Her name is Shinjitsu. Yeah, sure. I swear, Himitsu is the good one, and Shinjitsu is the evil one. Or the other way around. You got very lucky, by the way, because her superpower is sucking the souls out of fat and excessively curious otaku. Otaku is a hardcore dedicated fan primarily used when talking about the fans of Japanese anime and manga. Which, if anyone's a weeb, like me, or an otaku, which I do like to say otaku. Otaku's probably nicer, or weeb's just accepting your fate. You just really like anything Japan or anime or manga related. Whatever, man. Kyosuke sounded offended and went back to his desk. The school day was coming to a close. Worn out, students had started counting off the minutes, but there was still one more class to go. Himitsu stopped in during the break to remind me that we had agreed to go shopping after school. I didn't clue in right away. The instructor was trying unsuccessfully to call the class to attention, but most students were ignoring him. True, many of the students at the school were genuinely invested in their education, keen to learn, but a good half were knuckleheads who sat through lessons only for the sake of a prestigious diploma. Why worry about such trivialities as grades or write-ups when your whole life was planned out for you decades in advance? Settle down, teacher kept repeating. Regrettably, he could not yell at them. Alright, if you don't calm down, you're gonna find out what we have. A new girl joining us today. Instantly, the classroom plunged into silence, broken only by a few whispers. Another girl who's gonna fall madly in love with me. I'm just kidding. A new student. Middle of the year? Is she cute? I wonder. Yeah, probably. Has there ever been an ugly anime girl? I haven't really seen that many. Wasn't particularly excited. I'd grown accustomed to the constant hubbub. I'm just kidding. And I couldn't care less if the class gained another student since I didn't know the existing ones very well to begin with. Come in, a subdued murmur rippled through the classroom, but I felt too lazy to even lift my head. But then I felt a strong shove in the back. Hey! Turned around and looked at Kyosuke. He sat there, mouth ajar. Goodness, who could this new person be if even those overindulged kids were reacting this way? I faced the blackboard. The classroom was a whirlwind of scarlet cherry petals. Oh, is it my long-lost love? Did anyone really find this beautiful? But how? Why? Yeah, she's super pretty. The girl from my visions, the visitor from the past, was standing a mere 6 feet from me. Well, go ahead and introduce yourself. My name is Catherine Winters, although I know a few people here already. She quickly surveyed the classroom without pausing on anyone in particular. Look forward to studying with you. She deliberately distorted a standard Japanese greeting. Catherine Winters. So official. She had always been just Keita to me. She was the one whom I had watched the leaf fall. Then she moved away. She just left without giving a reason. She left me alone, breaking my heart and shattering my dreams. I should have been mad, should have hated her, but I couldn't. Gosh, how corny that was. How nauseatingly hackneyed. It was as if I had become trapped inside a second-rate shoujo manga, and shoujo's for girls. Shoujo manga is a Japanese comics targeted primarily at female audience, and a manga I would recommend is Kami-sama Kiss and Vampire Night, and Fruits Basket's really good too. I like that one also. Now she just needed glittering sparkles around her face and some wispy clouds in the background. Well, she already has cherry blossoms falling. I would wait for it. It was nothing I wasn't used to. Rubbed my eyes and pinched myself hard. Nope, not a dream. Hey Nick, why is she back? Do you know something? Why haven't you said anything? Kyosuke was prattling on annoyingly behind my back. Her world has contracted into a dark tunnel with me and at one end immersed in total darkness and her at the other bathed in light, except what was waiting for me at the other end was surely no paradise. Meanwhile, the teacher who showed Catherine to her desk, she walked past me without so much as a glance. I was at a loss for words. Was I to jump up in the middle of the lesson and scream, "What are you doing here?" My classmates' initial astonishment had faded away in the meantime. Many did in fact know Catherine because she had been a student at the school before. The rest probably just had expected to see a foreigner. After all, they weren't that many of them even at our school. I doubt if they considered me a foreigner, that is, if they were aware of my existence at all. I met Kata in the first year of my high school. Somehow we ended up dating. She and I, rather incredible. Her mother had been working in Japan for quite some time, same as my parents. Time passed and everything seemed to be going well. Then one day Kata told me that we could no longer be together. Something about her mother getting transferred. I might have accepted the story, I might have forgiven and forgotten, but did it not pain her even a little? Was I her work colleague whom she could simply wave goodbye to, as one did when transferring offices? Why, we could have had an office farewell party, I could have stocked up on gifts. I'm sorry, goodbye now. Cold, hollow, everyday words. And after all that, she was gonna just show up in my class. Nice to meet you, I look forward to studying with you. Seriously? Was there not another school in all of goddamn Tokyo I couldn't believe? But at the same time, somewhere deep inside, an ember of hope remained. What if she came back because of me, and that's the reason that she's here right now? Right, hope springs eternal. Oh man, I need to stop pressing that button. I was watching the seconds go by slowly on the clock. Talk to her. I must talk to her. Your heart might just get broken though, the bell at last. I worked up the courage and she floated right past me, heading for the door. Had I been too slow, too indecisive, what difference did it make now? Hey Nick, are you asleep or what? Kyosuke's words seemed to come from somewhere far, as if from another world. But what was I gonna say to her? Hi, long time no see, how are things? Anyway, why hadn't she gone up to me first? Was she scared, shy? Nonsense, that wasn't like Kata at all. Then she must have not wanted to talk. I knew her too well. Kyosuke was shaking me frantically and muttering something, but I was ignoring him. Nico-kun, a new voice. Nico-kun. Kimitsu. I lifted my eyes and looked somewhere past her. Earth to Nico-kun, do you read me? Snap back to reality. Yeah, what is it? You've forgotten again, haven't you? She was pouting comically. I knew you would, so I decided to come fetch you. What did she want with me? Fetch me what for? But yes, we had some kind of plans. But what did that matter now? Catherine had left and she was moving further away with each passing second. Perhaps the distance between us now was far greater than all the miles of the Pacific Ocean. But I had no idea what I was going to say to her. I had long been secretly hoping to get over her, to let go and move on with my life, and now this. Regardless, I had to make a decision. If I were going to run after her, I had to get going. Ah, man. Thing is like, I'm for the whole sappy, you hook up with the childhood friend thing and stuff. But then at the same time, I'm kind of like curious about Catherine. So I don't know. And I made promise with Himitsu. I don't know. This is probably a good time for me to quit anyways. It's about my time where I normally end stuff. And I'll make a decision some other time maybe. Because I have no idea what I want to do. I have to think this over for a while. Not sure if I want to chase her or not. But I'll see all of you guys in the next video.